I can't move the way I used to, had to call the audible. I put in the work, no humble flex. And talk of the town, you see who next. They on checkers, I'm on chess. Had to hit her with the X. XenHouse.
This is the XenHouse podcast. This is episode 59.
59.
Who we know that's 59?
Lou Kuechly?
No.
Nah,
Was he?
Kuechly was 40.
No, he was
Nah,
58.
No, he's 59.
He's 59?
Lou Kuechly, 59. Somebody look that up. I think it's 59.
You know who was 59? Shout out to my dog, Martin LaRoche. That boy was,
Martin LaRoche.
that boy was 59, yo. Shout out to my boy, yo.
All right, we'll take that.
On the XenHouse podcast, we like to connect fitness, culture, and community and merge it with mind, body, and soul. My name is Des Hines.
My name is Alex Joseph. Hey, Joe, here.
And Ross B. Yo, I can't even keep up with what are you doing all that swerving and swirling for?
He making fun of me. Introduce yourself and your friend on the side of your neck.
Wow.
Buddy.
This is Bartholomew.
Oh my God.
We got multiple guests in
growing
here.
hair, yo.
Yeah, multiple guests.
Hey, y'all behind the cameras is funny. Today I got time, boy.
No,
Ross
you
ain't
don't.
got time.
Yo, I don't. Oh, so today we got a special guest. We've known this kid for, 10 years of his life.
Yeah.
10 years of his life.
My goodness.
So like the
that might have
stage
been
is
more.
10 plus years.
That's more
10
than 10.
plus years. He started training with us when he was 6. A lot of funny things happened when he was 6. He was a completely different person. He's matured and grown up so much, and we've watched him, kind of get into a space where he's more comfortable with who he is and what he's playing. He's rocking the J's and he's trying to flex on Alex today.
Yeah,
He's
I
trying
don't know. Who you think you are?
flex on Alex
Let's go
today.
band for band.
Nah, man.
But like, we're super proud of this kid. He just recently committed to Ohio State, and he's trying to take his tennis career to a whole nother level. And we kind of thank him for coming back to us and giving us the opportunity to get him to where he needs to be. And him, first off, me and Dad are always on the same page.
Yeah.
But sometimes you gotta let the kids test the waters. But without further ado, we got Mattise Farzam.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
Welcome, man. So, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
I started playing tennis when I was 4 years old. I played soccer first when I was 2. My parents wanted me to take fitness more serious because my running form was trash when I was like little. I was so flat-footed. There's a video of me with Alex on the treadmill back at Blue Streak. So I started going in and training with these 3 guys, and the rest is history now. Yeah, rest is history.
That's it.
Been with them for 10 years, and they've helped me progress to different levels with my fitness, and I'm super lucky to have them as friends, mentors, and just people who push me to get better.
Absolutely. Yeah, at one point, this dude was looking up at it. I'm looking at him right now. At one point, he was looking up at us. Now Des is looking up at you, yo. And he's taller. And he's taller than Alex. Right? He's taller than both of us right now.
Nah, he not taller than me. He taller than y'all little motherfuckers. Y'all got me fucked up. Don't put me in y'all little category.
Yo, I can't stand when we have these kids when they're younger, and then they come back one day and they just got you. Like, oh, Des, I'm taller than you now. And I'm like, man, fuck off. I'd be so pissed, but that's life. He's still not fashioning me, so it's
Right. You a smoker?
But what's one of the few things you remember about Matisse? First time seeing him coming in as a 6-year-old.
Oh my goodness.
And what also you can answer this too. What is something that having a 6-year-old come in? What are some of your thoughts that go through your head?
I think when he initially came in, right? Like, first off, his dad is very confident. He knows what he wants for his kids. He knows what he wants for himself. So when he came in, I wasn't even really looking at Matisse. I was looking at Pops, because Pops came in like, this is what I want, right? You're not gonna tell me any different, right? But when I saw Matisse was shy. He didn't want to look at you, right? He was shaking your hand like, like no eye contact. Yeah, right? So like that was kind of like the first thing that stood out to us. And he didn't know that he was coming into a house where he was gonna get all different kind of characters and personality that was gonna make him like a little bit different. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I saw from it. What did you see?
I mean, I just saw this little bobblehead kid coming in.
Always big head, always big head. Still.
Just like not smiling, just looked like he didn't want to be there at first. But then as he got acclimated with us, it was just like, it just opened up. You know, there's a video of us, what's that, Wiggle Wiggle? What's that, what song?
There's a video
that?
of me behind you.
Yeah, and we're dancing, and all you see is him with the bobblehead. And I was like, yo, this little ass, now seeing you now, you're a grown-ass man already. It's just, time flies, one.
Yeah.
And two, we appreciate the fact that you stuck with us and trusted, you know, what we've done for you and how we're working with you, and you kind of stayed patient with us, especially through our transition between going from our last career, you know, where we're at to now.
Yeah.
Like, we genuinely appreciate you sticking with us.
How did you feel when you were walking into that facility and kind of seeing, right? Like to you, we probably looked like massive, right? Not now, but back then when you were 6 years old.
My first day, I remember it very clearly. I was crying in the corner.
Yep. I didn't want to bring that up. I did not want to bring. You see how I didn't want to bring that up. I almost did, but I'll let you do it.
No, I remember that. And then, because I was just like in a room, and I was obviously by far the youngest one there. There was a bunch of high school athletes, different sports, and I was like, we were running through the ladder. I always remember doing that because my footwork used to be trash. But
what made you cry?
I don't know.
New
I was just like in the corner. I was very quiet, and I was like,
it
wasn't as outgoing.
It was just a lot.
I wasn't as
He probably
outgoing.
was seeing like all these big kids.
Well, what was interesting is I knew you before you came to Blue Street because I grew up with your uncle, Mike, and I knew your mom.
Yeah.
So, you know, just seeing that and then being like, oh my goodness, like got this little dude in here, and I've seen from when you were in your mom's belly to now, and now looking at you, it's like insane.
Yeah.
To be able to see that and be like, we've been around to see this dude progress into
that's
about to
so
be a
cool.
college athlete. So, you know, it comes full circle, and it's just amazing.
True.
So,
So when you were 6, right, and you know, obviously you did the whole training thing.
Yeah.
As far as tennis goes, like when you were playing tennis, right, what was your mindset then, and did you enjoy it when you were 6?
Yeah, I'd say I did. I mean, back then it was more fun up until I was like 8 years old. It was just a thing just to like keep me active, and kind of I enjoyed it, and I thought, I'm like, hey, I'm pretty good at this. I played soccer too until I was 8. Then the decision time kind of came, and I was like, I'm a little more passionate about tennis than I am about soccer. And I was like, okay, this is the time to really step it up and take this more seriously for myself and what I want to accomplish in like just tennis and just what I like enjoy. So yeah, I mean, as a 6-year-old, it's just kind of like, oh, I'm just training, trying to get better. I mean, then I didn't think that, obviously. It was more just like, I'm just doing this just to do it. And now it's like, when I look back, like, it's a good thing that I did it then to kind of like
prepare you for now.
Prepare you for now, yeah.
I think a lot of people kind of forget that at 6 and 8, you don't really have the mental capacity to decide, all right, this is what I want to do and this is what I don't want to do. I can't even tell you what I did at 6 or 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? So like, for you to make a decision at such a young age, that's first of all like super, super good. But what made you choose? Do you remember, was there a specific thing that said, all right, besides like you liking tennis a little bit more than soccer, was there something within you or around you that said, all right, tennis is going to be my future?
Yeah, I think I like the individuality about it. Just being by myself out there, and it was like, okay, it's on me. It's like the team loss thing, it kind of wasn't my thing. And besides being better at it or not, I just enjoyed being like solo, just being out there alone, just working through things, having to come up with like different ways to win, and kind of just pushing myself every day. Like, this is on me. It's not on anyone else.
Right.
Talk about a little bit about where tennis has brought you so far and where you're going to be going with tennis.
Yeah, so over the past few years since COVID, there was a lot of different changes in like what tournaments I play and what I'm doing. It was more like sectional, regional then. I was kind of in the New England area and starting to play national tournaments. I wasn't too competitive. It was more like the experience of it and just getting out there. then I feel like I really worked hard in 2020 when like everything kind of stopped. And then I was able to progress to, okay, I'm doing better at a national level. Let me try to push it to international now in like the ITF area. It's like 18 under for the world. And that's what mostly I've been playing the last 2 years. I struggled a lot at first. There was like a lot of losses, a lot of learning things and different experiences that a lot of them like they hurt at first and it was like, oh man, like can't keep just like losing like that and going through it. But then now it's starting to realize like, hey, that's a good thing that I experienced it then. So now like if I'm in the same situation, it's like, hey, I could overcome this and push through. And it's looking into the future. I'm gonna try to make junior Grand Slams this year. That's the goal. Try to play in the French Open and Wimbledon for 18 and under, and hopefully in the future starting to play my first future challenger pro events before I go to college and try to get a professional ranking and just work my ass off in college to keep pushing forward.
Can you explain to the people though what ITF is? Because you know, we may know what it is, but everybody doesn't know.
It's like International Tennis Federation. That's what it stands for. They call it the governing body of tennis, and it kind of represents junior tennis for the 18 under level and the transition to playing pro. That's kind of what I'm in right now, the transition to play professional.
So what will constitute as a professional in regards to being a tennis player? Is it certain matches? Is it, you know, how you play? Like what are the factors that would deem you as a professional?
There's certain events, they're called like futures, like the starting level. That's when you could get your first like ATP point and kind of progress through the levels. Like one ATP point, you'd be like top 2,000 in the world or something like that. That's kind of how that works. And then it transitions up to challenger and then pros, like what you see on TV with like top guys.
Let's go back to education and schooling. How's it working for you? Like, are you in school? Are you doing online? Like, how does that working?
I've been doing online school since 8th grade. I made that transition. I was gonna start it in freshman year of high school because I was leaving school early since 3rd grade to go train in New York City. That was a big commitment when I was young too, along with obviously starting working out and doing fitness when I was 6. But that gave me a lot of different experiences as well, just not with tennis, but outside and just in my life.
With going to school, right, at such a young age, you're basically doing all these things on your own because you committed to tennis. Right? I don't think a lot of people understand like the demand, right, that it takes, not just like physically with you training and stuff like that, but to stay mentally focused in school, just being homeschooled in general, that's hard. You know, like I didn't do a great job at school and I went to school. So I can't even imagine me just being at home and having to study like solo, right? Like, so how has that been for you, right? Just going to school solo, playing tennis solo, traveling solo, right? Because there's been a lot of times where you don't go with your parents, right?
There's been times where I've gone alone and I've, you know, had to manage things on my own, and it teaches like being disciplined, like what's right from wrong and how am I gonna wake up at 6 a.m. the next day and be ready for my match? Like, am I gonna make the right choices or the wrong choices? And I think that's a good thing, that just traveling alone and also being in school, like doing it on my own, like at home. Obviously my parents aren't teaching me homeschooling. A lot of people think that, but it's just online school that I do through like a computer, and I get assignments. I just go through all of it, and it's just a lot of discipline, a lot of like, let me manage my time well so I'm not behind or I'm not like slacking off. Alongside balancing like the 5 hours of training I do a day.
Let's say 6 to 7.
Okay. So we had your dad on the podcast. I forgot what episode that is, but Shaheen, owner of Salon Shaheen. Shout out to Salon Shaheen. And he told us kind of you traveling on your own at a young age. And he, you know, talked about how he trusted you, how, you know, you're a good kid, you got a good head on your shoulders. Can you take us through kind of your progression from your view of making those decisions to traveling on your own to making decisions on your career and schooling and being disciplined? Can you talk about how, you know, what made you want to take those steps to become who you are right now?
I think that the biggest thing was like, hey, I really want to do this, and I want to be the best version of myself. And I'm like, if that requires me doing all this on my own, I'm gonna take that chance. If I think I have a shot at doing something that I love doing and I enjoy it a lot. And being alone has taught me that like it's on me, and I gotta like, if it's like 10 o'clock at night, I'm not eating like Chick-fil-A the night before I match. I'm like locking in and getting ready and doing the right things, being like, not going to a match like all like disheveled, having like my towel, having my waters, having all my rackets ready to go. And just kind of, when I'm traveling in an airport, just like when I was like 12, 13.
Wow.
I think that was the first time I was like 13. I was
That's
like flying
crazy.
alone. I was going, I think, to Florida or something, and I was there for like a week. It was just being like, hey, like let me stay on top of myself and let me just what my parents like what would my parents have wanted me to do if they were there? Kind of like they're not there, but what have they taught me to do on my own?
So you went to Florida at the age of 13 by yourself.
Yeah.
And I went to New York City by myself at 22.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Great.
That's wild.
So what was that experience like? Because I remember my dad asking me, and he was like, hey, if I wanted to send you to Haiti, would you be able to get on the plane and go find the person that's supposed to pick you up, blah, 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 right? And I remember being like, yes. And then he never did it.
Yeah.
But like, what was the experience like for them to drop you off?
Yeah.
Then you go through the airport. Was there someone with you, or were
No,
you just?
I think I was old enough then.
Oh wow!
I think when you're 13 or 14, something like that.
And
like,
you went
you just go on your
through
own.
security.
Yeah.
You
Everything.
didn't cry like when you first came.
No.
to-
So you did all of that, and you boarded the plane by
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
So what happens when you land in Florida?
Someone picked me up.
Mhm.
It was someone that I knew, and then just go to a hotel and you kind of just situate. You just get ready. I mean, I was there for training, so it was different than I wasn't like at a tournament alone then.
Mhm.
But it kind of built up to, hey, I can go to a tournament alone and I can handle myself. It was like kind of like training steps or
Oh,
something.
wow.
So, question for you. I know for me, I always had like a slight routine
Yeah.
before, football games. Do you have a routine that you do
Yeah.
before matches?
Yeah, if let's say I play like at 9 a.m., I like to get up like 3 to 4 hours before, just to kind of like wake up. I shower, eat, have a big breakfast, and I like to practice for like 45 minutes, an hour before I play. Like I like to get on court, get a lot of reps in, break a sweat. I used to not like to do that. I used to be like, I'm just gonna get out of bed, go and not really warm up, just kind of go on the court. But now it's like you see, like I got to be ready to go, like from the first point, because like that's when it matters. I can't just be like half asleep. So just being in that right mindset, getting ready, getting focused. Like I like to hit for an hour, then I'll go on my own for a bit, like half hour, however long I have, and then just kind of get like ready to have like a plan, try to go out there and execute what I want to do, who I'm playing. But yeah, that's mostly it.
What's some of the major sacrifices you've made homeschooling and tennis that a regular 15, 16, 17-year-old kid
Yeah.
experience?
Most of it's just the social aspect, I'd say. I mean, I'd still have a lot of tennis friends then, but most of it just being on my own a lot of the time, just because in Connecticut, there's not as many kids that play tennis like in Florida, where there's like, you go to a group of like 50 kids and like you got a lot of good players that you could socialize with and kind of do something. Here it's like smaller groups. So when I was younger too, especially, it was hard at first being like, okay, I can't really go out and hang out with like my friends as much. And like you kind of drifted from that when I was like in 8th grade and freshman year of high school. Compared to if I was in a normal high school, just, having a bigger group of friends and kind of doing that. But instead I was traveling and going somewhere for 2-3 weeks and being with my parents more, just being with like my sister even was like the most social like interaction I'd have in a day. But now it's obviously growing more as I get older. But then it was different. It was definitely different at first. It was a huge adjustment.
We know it's different now. we know it's different.
We're gonna try to figure out why you picked Ohio State.
Yeah.
And, I know you went on that official visit alone.
I was sick on that official visit.
You were
Actually,
sick,
I was
right?
That's what they said. How has, playing tennis on your own, being on your own, traveling on your own, how has that played a role and with your family and how you guys are very close?
Yeah.
Obviously they trust you.
Yeah.
Do you guys, when you guys get together, are there family meals? Are there things you guys do together that help create a better bond?
Yeah. When I'm home, I think time is like together is super important, because normally I'll travel with my dad or sometimes with my mom and we'll be gone for like 3 weeks at a time. Like we all won't be together seeing each other. So when we're home, we really try to like enjoy the time together and really like just spend time with each other, because they know that, hey, maybe in like a week or two, Matisse might be gone for a month or something.
Yeah.
So it's like we really try to be, and it's brought us closer. At first, it was kind of a burden that my sister had to make sacrifices. My parents obviously had to make sacrifices they used to drive me to the city to practice every day, and it was like hour and a half each way. And I'd be there for 8 hours in the day or something, from like 12 to 8, just training and doing stuff. So they really put a lot into it. And I feel that when we're together, it's really important to enjoy those times because it's always like that.
I kind of missed out, right, on my senior year running track with these guys and different experiences, right, where because I had to go to prep school throughout half the year of my senior season. So I always kind of look back at it and say, what if, what if I was there, and all these different experiences that I kind of missed out on when I left.
Yeah.
How do you feel about, like certain things that a lot of people may think it was important to miss, right? In high school, as far as like prom goes and football games and basketball games and different experiences in high school.
Normal stuff, yeah.
Do you feel like different about it?
Yeah, I mean, no. I feel like I wouldn't have regretted that, or I would have wanted to do it more. I mean, obviously at first when I was like younger, like 4 years ago, I would have been like, oh, I'm missing out on all this. But I feel now that it's worth it, and it's bringing me to a place even now that like where I want to go and where I've already come to, where I enjoy this more.
Yeah.
It's something that I'd rather have this than enjoy all the other stuff temporarily.
Right.
Something I could have like
to
forever.
make a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and now you're, he's flashing the O on you, Des.
I mean, I ain't mad at him.
I think it's that time.
Before that, we got a quick story with Mattise.
What's this?
When he was 6 years old, he came in. We're training and we're doing some footwork, plyo agility.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this, but Ross then walks over and says something to him like, let's go, something.
Yeah,
right?
it's kind of flustered. Yeah,
started him, right? So he jumps and he scrapes his leg.
I do remember that.
Right? Do you still have
something like metal?
Do you still have the scars?
No, I don't.
So
but it was
a
pretty.
Russian, it was a Russian box.
The Russian box.
It's called a Russian box, and we used it for plyometrics.
Yep. So he scrapes his foot, right? So when he scraped it, he's bucking out.
Panicking.
They ran downstairs.
He's hurt right? Crying. So I'm like, what just happened? Yo? What's going on? So then he finally like gets himself going. I'm like, yo, what happened? He goes, Ross did it. It was Ross. Ross said, me? I did it? He looked at Ross and go, no, Des did it. I said, I did it? He said, he went back and forth, right? So I finally get him to calm down.
I remember this, yeah.
He gets back to training. I'm like, all right, that's fine. He's back. Get him to training, so maybe 30 minutes.
We
close out, Mom Dukes come in. He go, he starts crying. Hey, it hurt my leg. We both, snitched on both of us. We didn't even do nothing yet. But it was just,
he was perfectly fine.
And just scratched my ankle.
Yeah, as soon as he saw
Mama,
he lost it.
Yeah.
This dude did a whole 30 minutes of training after.
That's
and was
funny.
just like,
I was completely fine until she showed up. Yeah, that was funny.
But
you would have done that if your dad showed up.
No way. No way.
Man, take your ass back up there.
Yeah.
But that's the Matisse I still remember. And see you like taller than me now, it's crazy.
now he comes in trying to beat up Alex.
Yeah.
And he's trying to, you know what I mean?
No,
different types. Different guy now.
We got a tennis match coming up soon.
All right, we're not gonna waste your time. We'll play each other first.
That's not even a thing.
You're not beating me in
I'm
tennis.
beating both you and
First
Ross.
of all, you
I like
can't
to see
keep up
this.
with me.
I like to
Okay.
see this.
Second of all, you're too aggressive.
No, I'm
Everyone
not.
knows it.
No, I'm not. Not on the tennis court.
Okay.
You got rackets at home?
Yes.
Do you ever use them?
No.
Okay.
Do you?
I have, yes.
Do you use them?
Yes, we use
Where?
Oh my God. Alex played. This is the thing with Alex. Alex was just swimming yesterday.
Okay. What else? He's the
Right?
best swimmer in the world.
Alex was skiing 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
He snowboarded tomorrow.
He a fucking mechanic.
He a mechanic.
Y'all got any proof that y'all can do any of this shit?
This is what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm just asking a question. Is there
Alex was
proof?
that we
skydiving
do what?
48 hours ago.
Is there proof? Is there proof
It's on a baseball
of
field.
y'all
2 days
swimming?
ago.
He was
Is
playing
there
baseball.
proof of y'all? You can ski now, but is there proof of any of y'all skiing or snowboarding? Is there proof of y'all rebuilding the whole engine? No, there is of me though, so I can talk.
We all,
First off,
Go ahead,
listen,
Ross,
if
go
you
on.
build an engine and it doesn't run, it's not built.
Dude's cracking jokes. Dude's cracking jokes. We're gonna add in the rim of Ross Bertrand's vehicle.
That's something different.
Because I rebuilt the whole engine and it's still running till this day. And that was 4 years ago.
All right, we gonna get the smoke.
Okay.
We're going to get smoking in
Right.
smoke out in public.
Hold that.
Anyways,
I'm
get
him.
back to it.
It got a little crazy.
This is daily, though. This happens daily. We got questions we need answers. So basically, we're going to ask some questions. We're going to fire them out. You answer them to the best of your ability.
All right.
First and foremost, Nadal or Roger Federer?
Nadal.
Why?
Wow, we knew.
I just think he's a beast. Everything he does, he's like so into it, and just playing style is like so nice to watch. Federer is my second though. It's close.
Okay,
it's a tough
so
question.
that's one A,
Yeah.
1B?
Yeah, 1A, 1B for sure.
Okay.
You're not putting Djokovic in there?
That wasn't part of the question.
Come on.
Djokovic is the GOAT though.
Novak
he's the
is
GOAT.
Novak is number one?
He may not be my favorite, but he's the GOAT.
You gotta put Djokovic in the Dow.
Wait, so I'm not too savvy with
Yeah.
tennis, but Roger Federer just sticks out to me because Wayne used it in the
He's that aura.
Roger Federer. There's no competitor, so I feel like he's the number one.
Yeah.
Right?
But Novak, I feel like to me he's a newer name for me. Is that true or no?
I wouldn't say so. I feel like they all started. I mean, Federer and Nadal started a little bit before him, but he surpassed them now.
He has.
So
He's different.
he's the GOAT. Stats don't lie.
All right, so you picking Novak?
I'm picking Novak's the best, but my favorite's Nadal.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he's different, yo.
All
Machine.
right, so next question. Being that you're already young, usually I say one piece of advice you would give your younger self.
Yeah.
So let's take how old you are now. If you could whisper one piece of advice to your 6-year-old self, what would you say coming into train with us?
I'd say don't be so soft.
Okay.
I'd say
I was hoping you would say that.
after all that we said about me crying and all that, I'd say don't be so soft.
Yeah, the kid learns quick now.
Boy.
What's the most important lesson you've learned throughout your tennis career so far?
Sticking with it, just knowing that not every day's gonna be good, and that even on the bad days, you still gotta find a way to keep getting better and trying to find a way to win.
That's it.
What's your biggest fear?
Biggest fear? Spiders.
What's your biggest fear regarding tennis?
Regarding tennis?
Mm.
I mean, obviously losing, I'd say. That'd be most people, but losing just doesn't feel good, and that's not something you want to do. So, losing.
What is the most common myth about playing tennis, being a tennis player?
It's an easy sport. Anyone could do it. I think that until you do it and you see like the level of intensity at a professional level or even like a junior level, it's like pretty high. You watch these guys are out there for 3-4 hours just battling.
If you had the opportunity to go pro right now,
Yeah.
or you're committed to the Ohio State University, which one are you picking, and why?
I'd say it's a tough question.
That's tough.
I gotta think about that.
That's tough.
I could give two answers for this. I think I would say pro because that's what I want to do and that's my end goal. But in terms of development, I still think I need some time to get there, obviously. And I would say Ohio State just to develop and really mature as a player and get more experience. But I would say pro is a dream thing. It's like okay, let me go do this right. Like go get my end goal.
Yeah, that makes sense. And if you don't mind talking about some of the schools that you had interested in you and why you chose Ohio State.
I took official visits to Princeton, Michigan, Texas, and Ohio State. And all the schools were amazing. It was a really tough decision, but I chose Ohio State because I really had a good connection with the coaches there. And I thought they had like a good connection with me and saw something in me that really, I thought they believed in me a lot, that they can push me to the next level. And if I'm really working hard and like doing the right things, I can get to that next level with them.
Last question, and it's kind of early for you, but when it's all said and done, tennis career and Matisse as a person, how do you want to be remembered?
I
would say, obviously I'd say legend, but in more realistic terms,
you already a XenHouse legend though.
Yeah, right. That's a good thing.
Aside.
That's a W. That's a W. I would say the best version of myself. I mean, I just want to keep pushing myself and knowing that, hey, I gave everything to be the best player I could be. And if it doesn't work or if it does, that's all I can ask for.
Well, I think you've done more than a lot of people in general when it comes to sports. This is the last question for me. Can you explain the recruiting process of a tennis player for these big time tennis programs?
So I'd say it started in, I think it was June or July this year. Coaches started like reaching out. You could text them over the phone, and then there's a lot of rules behind that. Like you could just go back and forth, and then they were able to come and watch. I know one coach came and watched a practice at one of my friend's houses. I just hit with him there. Then they were able to talk to you at tournaments after a certain date. I think there was one tournament in July where like they were there, but they couldn't really talk to you in person. Then in August, it was a certain date where like at the next one, like you could sit down and talk to them after you were done playing all your matches. And then official visits started. You could take official or unofficial once a school, like one school is like started in the fall. And then after that, it's just kind of, you could commit whenever. I think you could have committed before, but I think it was after you took a visit, something like that. I mean, most kids did that, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And then signing is the year after, or some people commit senior year, they don't commit junior year. I committed pretty early, but I wouldn't sign until next fall.
Right. So you kind of gave like a gist, right, of the recruiting, like when you turn a junior, but give the background a little bit, right? Because so you had to be a certain ranking, right, for you to even possibly get on the board.
Yeah, for sure.
So tell the people a little bit about, right, where you were ranked as a 14-year-old, right, for your age class, and then for Worlds, and then go like 15, 16.
Yeah. So for the class of 25, I think throughout my whole high school, I'd say high school from freshman, sophomore, junior, I'd say I stayed within the top 15 mostly. I fluctuated more when I was younger. I was mostly like 11, 12 range, and I kind of stuck around there for a bit. Then sophomore year, I would say it was like 15 I dropped to. At one point, I dropped to 18.
Right.
I was struggling a bit. I wasn't playing too well, more a confidence thing. Then I had a good like 6 months I switched coaches, and I kind of really worked hard on what I needed to work on.
Right.
Some areas I wasn't really like attending to.
Right.
Then I was able to shoot back up to my highest, which was like number 5, and I kind of stuck around there since. I'm now like number 7, so it's been inside the top 10.
Nationally.
Yeah.
I know we have these conversations, but to other people, we're like,
there's like 10 different ranking systems.
There's a lot of rankings, right? So now, like, where are you ranking? I know you kind of started in like the 400, 500 range.
Yeah,
right?
for internationally, for 18 under.
Yep.
Right now I'm 105 at the start of this year.
Yep.
So definitely ranking goals we've talked about, and what I want to be towards the end of the year and what I want to be in the summer.
Right. And how do you get that ranking to get closer to the number 1 spot?
By winning.
Right. By winning. That's it.
By taking care of business. Yeah.
Right. So he goes to like all these different tournaments, right? Like Mexico and Canada. Mans has been all over the place. We over here.
Passports.
What we doing? Traveling down.
Ross is tagging along to South America next week with me.
Right. So like, that's super cool. First and foremost, like, we have a couple highlights. Maybe we can share.
Yeah.
Where he's playing, and I'm looking in the background like,
yo, where are you?
Where are you?
Yeah.
I'm like, where are you? Because the scenery, first off, is just beautiful. So like for you to even focus and play these matches is unbelievable.
Yeah. There's some cool spots. It takes me to a lot of really like unique places, and I think I've seen a lot for someone so young. I'd say, like, I don't think many 16-year-olds could say or be lucky enough to. And I'm super fortunate that I've been able to see like so many cool places like that, and really like see different cultures, see all different stuff that kind of shapes someone. And it's
food.
Yeah.
Dude, at 16, I was walking from the west side to the east side. That's all I saw.
I walked from Glenbrook to downtown Stanford.
Right.
To Y.
Every day.
That was it.
Daily.
So,
this dude done seen the world at 16.
Hey, Mattise, can you let everyone know how to get in touch with you, how to follow your journey throughout this camera right here?
This one right here?
Yep.
Droplet Social. My Insta is Mattise _Farzam.
and That's it.
That's it. I mean, what else am I gonna say?
You don't have a website yet?
No,
Come on, man.
no,
I thought you made millions.
No. No money.
Nah, that's
Hey,
dope,
look out
man.
for my boy at Ohio State tennis. He
Yes,
coming.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you for coming through,
Matisse,
man.
Appreciate you guys for
Appreciate
having me. Thank you.
Glad.
We signing out episode 5-9.
Peace.
Hey,
Peace.
and it was Luke Kuechly, too.
That was his number 2, yeah.
XenHouse, yeah. XenHouse, yeah.